What up, sports fans? Waxon Wednesday. Jake Waxman, Tyler Level, let two guys talk sports. Let's get the show on the road at long last. Whew, how about them Indiana Pacers? Alright, admittedly, I haven't watched a whole lot of the NBA playoffs, but I have been keeping tabs on the Indiana Pacers, and good lord, I just gotta say, wow, they look good. They look like a team that is primed and ready to not only do some damage in this postseason. I mean, this is a team. This could be a very special Indiana Pacers team. I'm just gonna say that right now, with the way that they are playing right now. Everyone is stepping up on this team, and leading the way for them is Tyrese Halliburton, who just continues to wreck defenses and just absolutely put up points. Absolute cinema right now. If you're an NBA fan, of course. And if you're a Pacers fan, you're loving everything that he's doing right now. Crazy thing right now is they went up against a fantastic Cleveland Cavaliers team. A Cleveland team that had lost only 5 times at home in the regular season. And not only did Indiana win this series in 5 games, 3 of the 4 games that they won were on to Cleveland's home turf, or on the Cleveland's home hardwood. That is just wow. I watched the game yesterday. It looked like Cleveland might extend the series, but Indiana, they kept their foot on the gas. The Pacers, they just kept racing towards the lead. And you know what? Even when Cleveland got close in the second half, Indiana found a way to just keep ahead. I mean, the Pacers right now, they're not pacing. They are going full speed ahead, full afterburner, full octane, speed crate, whatever you want to say. This Pacers team right now, this could be a really special run for the Pacers. And with the way they were playing, all right, nothing okay. There's still a lot of good teams out there. But this Pacers team, with the way they were playing, they could win it all this season. They could win the NBA Finals if they get there. With the way they have got a lot of momentum behind them. I'm presuming, of course, whether it's Boston or the New York Knicks that they face in the NBA Finals. I mean, won't be an easy matchup either way for the Pacers, of course. I will say, really tough break for the Boston Celtics, who lost Jason Tatum to an injury. Right now, it looks like they got a tall order to climb back into the series against the Knicks. But Pacers versus Knicks, if that's the way that series is going to be, that's going to be absolute cinema. Absolute gold basketball. All right, so there's probably going to be a lot of three-pointers and maybe not a whole lot of defense. That's just the NBA, but that Knicks, I think, you know what? The winner of the Eastern Conference Finals could end up winning it all this year. That's just based on the observations I've made. It could very well be the champion of the Eastern Conference could win it all this year. You know, that Pacers-Knicks series or Pacers-Celtics series, however it ends up, going to be an absolute fantastic series. And right now, I like what I'm seeing from this Indiana Pacers team. They are playing some of the best basketball. I mean, this will be the second year in a row that they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. But this year, this is a different Pacers team than from the year before. They are just, I mean, not only are they playing excellent basketball in both 2 series that they've played so far in the postseason, they have dictated the terms of the pace of the game. And if they can do that in the Eastern Conference Finals, they could win it all. We'll see. We'll see, though. Lot to determine. Again, I'm not a basketball knower when it comes to the NBA. Maybe and maybe you could say, okay, you're riding this Pacers hype train a little too much, but wow. The Pacers right now, they are playing, not only are they playing excellent basketball, and not only do they look like they want it more than anybody else, this Pacers team is playing a style of basketball that, you know what, not only one can enjoy, but it's hard for anyone else to stop right now. Wow. Go Pacers, go. I mean, hey, in 49 other states, it's just a game. But in the state of Indiana, it means a whole lot more. And right now, for the Indiana Pacers, they are playing basketball like they're kind of like, you know, You know what? They're taking the Hoosiers approach, all right? The Jimmy, talk about the Jimmy Chitwoods and you know what? You could if the Pacers go on to win the NBA Finals, do we get a movie called Pacers? Just a thought. Okay, I don't know if we'll get that, but regardless, right now, really, really digging what I'm seeing out of this Indiana Pacers team. Right now, they are on a run. Right now, they are playing like legends. We'll see if they can keep it up, though. But man, this Pacers team right now, all the fun in the world to watch, even if you're not an NBA fan. Which I don't really like the NBA, but the Pacers, the way they play, you know what? That I appreciate. So hopefully Pacers keep it up and they just keep on balling out. I'd love to see them win it all. All right, now we're going on to the NHL side of things. Okay, starting with, oh boy, so I've talked a lot about the Winnipeg Jets, and I just gotta say, so far it looks like that 7-game series with St. Louis really has done more to wear down the Jets than really to help them. Or the Winnipeg Jets right now have just not built off the momentum from that that magical Game 7 1.6-second goal. Right, there are a couple things you could say. Right now, the Jets, they're just not in full afterburner right now. They got a lot of work to do in Game 5, and they're down 3-1. But on the other hand, you could also say this: Dallas, they've gotten healthy at the right time, and once again, they look red hot. The Dallas Stars looking like absolute stars on the ice. They are playing fantastic hockey. Jay Gottinger, a lot of respect for him. That guy is playing tough between the pipes. And Winnipeg has had nothing easy right now with Jay Gottinger at his best. And you can also, his counterpart, Connor Hellebuck, who right now is a favorite again to get the Hart Trophy, struggling in the postseason once more. Game 3, he gave up 5 goals. And a lot of people will say in Game 3, oh my goodness, there was a bad call against the Jet, or that was off his skate, that was a kicking motion. Okay, you take that one goal away, it's still 4-2. All right, the Dallas Stars dominated that game. I mean, they kicked the Jets' ass. Okay, in that game, and then Game 4, of course. I mean, you could also say Dallas controlled the pace of that game. Not as much of a beatdown, but Dallas right now is dictating the terms and pace of this series. And the Winnipeg, they got to figure out how to flip the tables in Game 5. All right, the series is going back to Winnipeg, so that's the one good news that I have for the Winnipeg Jets. But this is a Winnipeg team that's looking for answers right now. Like they got a lot of work to do. Hopefully, I mean, they're going to need their home crowd, that's for sure. And they'll need to win the next 3 to win the series, 4-3. That's the obvious thing. But they need their goal. Everybody needs to step up. Defense needs to be better for the Jets. Offense even needs to put up more goals. And Connor Hellebuck, okay, the Jets need him to be better. They need Connor Hellebuck to be his regular season self if they're going to have a chance to turn this series around. Otherwise, it's looking like that President's Trophy is still continuing to loom very, very large. And that curse still haunting whoever. There's a reason nobody wants that trophy, all right? So much pressure that comes with it. Having that home ice, you got to make the best use of it. That puts all the pressure on a Winnipeg, and being down 3-1 puts a lot of pressure on this Winnipeg team. But right now, they just need to go back to what they did against the Blues and what they did in Game 2 against the Stars. They need to go back to that. They need to play and established hockey, back to the basics. Play your brand of hockey, all right? Control the pace. You don't necessarily need to go into full afterburner mode to beat the Stars. You just got to, simple basics, all right? Play good defense, finish your checks, control the pace, possess the puck more. Simple things. That's what the Jets need to do if they're going to turn this series around against the Dallas Stars. Because as of right now, Dallas, props to them. They are playing red-hot hockey again, and they look very poised. You know what? It's Western Conference right now. It looks like we might get a rematch between Dallas and Edmonton, and that's going to be a great Western Conference Finals. We'll see, but we'll see. They're still, Edmonton still has to finish off Vegas tonight, and that's never an easy thing. Winnipeg, hey, they're not done just yet. It's not over until they lose a fourth game. Still could be Winnipeg. They could still turn it around, but right now they got some work to do. And right now, the Jets look like they've run out of fuel. But hopefully I'm wrong, and Game 5 will provide more of that fuel that the Jets need to flip the tables and take off and fly. Or for lack of better words, hopefully the Jets are hoping that Game 5 is where they take off and take control of the series. Full afterburner ahead. So, but a lot of work ahead for the Jets, and just more questions. You could say more questions than answers right now, but back to the basics if you're the Jets, all right? Play your game. Establish your brand. Set the tempo. Simple as that. But they're not the only team in Canada right now that may be looking on that is on the cusp of elimination, or is not as staring down, looking at elimination in the mirror. Now the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't be surprised, but after going up 2-0 on Florida, you would have thought maybe this is a different Toronto team. Oh no. Oh, we were wrong. I mean, losing 2 games at Florida, okay, that could be. I mean, it's tough playing Florida on their home ice. They're a tough hockey team. They established that brand of defense every single home game. It's tough to beat Florida in Sunrise, Florida, or Miami, whatever you want to say. But just tonight, oh boy. Okay, Leafs get their home ice back, and what happens? Well, good riddance. They get their asses kicked. 6-1. I think 6-1 was the score. Literally, Florida scored 6 goals on Toronto's home ice to take the series lead. Now it's 3-2, and the Leafs staring down elimination. And oh my goodness, to go to your home ice and have an effort like that is just unacceptable if you're the Leafs. So, you know what? You got guys like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. And granted, they did have their starting goaltender went down due to injury, but this Leafs team, okay, they reloaded in the offseason. We know they got all the pressure too, but you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm overestimating the Leafs' potential, but this is a team that I believe can make a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. But it appears right now they've stumbled. I mean, Florida's flipped the momentum of the series just like that. I mean, took care of their home ice in Florida, and not only that, they came into the Leafs' house and just pretty much pushed them around all night long, establishing that forecheck and that pressure defense. Toronto's had no answer for that so far. At least when Florida's been able to establish it. In games 1 and 2, Florida wasn't quite able to establish that. And Toronto, you just gotta keep attacking. You just gonna have to go into Florida and dig deep. All right, goals are not easy to come by, and of course, playoff Sergei, or however you call him, Sergei Bobrovsky. He is playing phenomenal hockey right now. He's found his rhythm, especially. I mean, tonight he only 1 goal out. He's pretty much playing out of his mind. And the goaltender for Toronto, he's doing a fine job too, all right? But he's kind of more inexperienced. So he's getting his first taste of playoff hockey, and that doesn't help the Leafs. Not to mention, being able to score only 1 goal. Look. Okay, everybody likes to make fun of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I know they're better than what they showed tonight. But it's not going to be easy going into Florida and avoiding elimination. If they want to force Game 7, back to the basics. You're going to have to not only win one on the road, but you're going to have to be able to find a way to contain Florida's hard checking and all systems go defense. So, oh man. If Toronto cannot find another gear in Florida, well, the memes will continue to live on. Or those Leafs memes that everybody loves so much. They'll go on. The cycle repeats. Insanity. Doing the same thing. I don't know. This Leafs team, so much talent on this Leafs team. And to perform this poorly at home in a critical Game 5, just, For Leafs fans, that's disappointing. And for a nation that loves hockey, this They're not. This is unacceptable. You know, regardless of whether or not you root for the Leafs or not. I mean, Canada's got 3 teams right still remaining in the postseason. Right now, their best team may be Edmonton, who I think looks red hot right now. But the Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets, they've got a lot of work to do and not a whole lot of time. All right, on to this day in sports history. And on this day, the 14th of May, 1961, Sterling Moss wins the 1961 Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, that's coming up in a few weeks. Not, I believe this upcoming weekend, that will be the Monaco. Actually, correction. That's in June. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but that should be this upcoming weekend, the Monaco Grand Prix. But in the future, the Monaco Grand Prix, as Tyler has told me, is moving to June. But if I have that wrong, feel free to correct me. All right, sports fans, that's all I got for this week's Waxon Wednesday. Thank you for watching, and this is Jake Waxman from Two Guys Talk Sports, wishing you all a good week. See you all on Friday for another Friday Roundtable with me and the great Tyler Lavalette.